The following review is going to be on Kingdom, Warfare Cybertron, Voyager, Blaster, and Eject. Stay tuned. Rodimusbill here, and today we're going to do a review on the last of the Kingdom, Warfare Cybertron figures. This is Wave 5's Voyager, Blaster, and Eject. First, we'll take a look at the box. We have Blaster in both cassette and robot mode. It is a Voyager class. Transformers Kingdom Warfare Cybertron Trilogy. Transformers Generations, Kara Tomy, and it is Autobot Blaster and Eject. WFC-K44. There's the Warfare Cybertron Kingdom poster. UPC. And on the back, it is Blaster to cassette player in 20 steps. And you got Eject transforming into his cassette. Again, there's the Transformers logo. Alright, now let's get this guy open and see how cool Blaster is. And now that we got Blaster out of the package, let's take a look at what he comes with. Our first accessory, or actually it's going to be the instruction booklet. Let's see, Transformers Kingdom, Eject Blaster, WFC-K44. And it shows you how to put the cassette in robot mode, his gun, robot mode, how to put the cassette inside of him, and how to attach the gun. And down here you've got Eject. Next we'll look at the card, very typical Kingdom figure. This will be the last Kingdom figure that comes with the card. And I've got Unicron, and there's Unicron in his robot mode. And we peel this away, and it is the planet mode eating one of Cybertron's moons. Now, a side note, I've got all my cards separate, so maybe one day, if you guys like, I'll do a video just on all the cards. Okay, leave a comment below. Now, for the gun, typical Blaster gun, it's got a ring in the middle, it's got some sights on it, and it's black carved in. Right down here, there's a slot inside the handle, which we'll show you later. And Eject comes in cassette mode. He's see-through, blue. He's got some yellow on it. That's the back of his cassette. Now I think the reason why he's clear blue is Blaster was originally supposed to be part of the Legacy line, which has all blue clear through weaponry. So that's why I think he was originally supposed to be a Legacy figure, and they decided to put him in Kingdom at the last minute. Now, you just push this down. We're just going to stick him inside for now and go over Blaster. Alright, first we'll take a look at the head sculpt. Very G1-ish. You got the face, the blue eyes, the red. He's got the antenna. Then you got the yellow cassette cover with the red Autobot symbol. See-through right there. And even when you eject it, if you look in there, there's still a lot of detailing, which is pretty cool. Now, actually, if you look on top of the buttons, he actually has the original play, rewind, fast forward, stop, and pause, which is pretty cool. Go down to the crotch plate. You've got a couple detailing there etched in. You've got the hips. He's got the typical green and gray. I remember in the cartoon or in the comics, this gray seemed very big. I got the black legs and the speakers down here. He's got the speaker handles. You got his feet. Going to the arms, he's got this added section right here, which is only for robot mode. Again, you got some detailing. The black elbow, the red forearms. Now you've got all these 5mm ports. You got 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you can use them heavily with the weaponizers or fossilizers or modulators. Going down the other arm, you got the same arm, but notice this hand has a pointed finger, which is pretty cool. Now for that reason is, because on this hand you can unclick it right there, and you can actually open his own chest compartment up. Now these are 4 buttons that work as one. Going down the leg again, you got the speaker, which actually, this is pretty cool. It's a fake speaker, so when you go in cassette mode, these aren't your main speakers. And you got some more detailing down the side. And you got these red panels in the back with the dials. Now the only hollow part are the thighs, which is not that bad. He's got a butt flap. I think they all do nowadays. Pretty clean back. And let's see, articulation, the head can turn around, can go up and down. The arms can go 360. They can go out. They do the 90-degree bend, actually a little more than 90. Rotation at the upper forearm, 360 degrees. He's got, if you put the butt flap up, you've got waist rotation. The other arm does the same thing. Does this arm pop out? Yeah, and the arms pop out a little. Let's see, his legs, you can kick forward 90 degrees. Pick this flap up, you can go back almost 90. You got the full split. You got the upper thigh rotation. You got 90 degrees, perfect on the legs, and the ankles are on ankle rockers. So, which is pretty good. They nowadays the figures are all about articulation. Years ago, which I'll show you some of the original ones, there was no articulation. And you can put his gun. I like to put his gun in his left hand. That way he's ejecting his tapes on the right. Now, before we get into eject, let's do some robot comparisons at first, and then we'll go into eject first. Now, for our robot-to-robot comparisons, we're going to start from the start. Here is G1 Blaster. Now, they did not really care about scale before, because this guy's as big as the Superion. But yeah, I know the arms are weird. It looks better like that. So what we're just going to do is, that's how it's supposed to be. Very similar, you get the red on the thighs, you got the speakers down here, you got the blue here, and this one they decided to make it detailed. So we'll move that guy there. And then as time went on, we got the fall of Cybertron Blaster, which became a vehicle. And then after time, just recently, we've got our leader class blaster from Titan's Return. He was a triple changer. He became a boombox, a bass, and a bass mode robot and boombox. And instead of cassette tapes, he had tablets, and he had the little headmaster gimmick. So that is all the blasters going back to G1. Now, how can you have blaster without having Soundwave? Now, I don't have a new current Soundwave, but I've got Sound Blaster. Same thing, just different color. Now, blaster's a tad bigger, and these cassette tapes are interchangeable, so you can use blaster's tapes with Soundwave and Soundwave's tapes with blaster. And then this is the G1 Soundwave, a lot smaller than the G1 Blaster. So you can see it was quite a difference. And then we're going to bring in the new movie Soundwave from Studio Series 80 Studio Series. And that is all the sound waves. Now, just for some current comparisons, he is a Kingdom Voyager, so now this is our Kingdom Voyager Cyclonus. So they're pretty similar. Cyclonus is a tad bigger because he's got a big head. We're going to bring in Perceptor. This is Titan Returns Perceptor, but since Blaster and Perceptor were involved in the movie together, we'll do that. And then we're just going to bring in Netflix or Earthrise Optimus Prime. And these guys are basically the same size, which is pretty good. And I know Hot Rod was never next to Blaster in the movie, but that is how those guys would match up. And then I'm bringing Rodimus Prime, because Blaster was featured in several Season 3 episodes. And so that is Blaster with Rodimus Prime and Hot Rod. He was living in the Return of Optimus Prime, but he never spoke. Now, next we're going to do the cassettes. Okay, we're just going to do comparisons. So this is Eject, and this is a Rumble G1. So you can see it is a tad bigger, like that. These are data discs with the fall of Cybertron, and we'll get those out later. This is the, actually let's get, this is Rewind from Titans Return. Like I said, he was a tablet. And we will get a current Rat Bat. So these are all the different size cassettes throughout the years, from G1 to the fall of Cybertron to the tablets. All right, and that is it for comparison. Now, first we're going to look at Eject. We're going to transform Eject. What you want to do is pull the legs down, rotate it, pull this out, pull it down, rotate it, and then the arms, pull the arms out to the side, swing them down, and rotate it so the fists are facing forward. Pull it out, down, and around. You could also tell by the 90-degree joint. You always want to make sure that's up. And then the head, sometimes this gets stuck. There you go. Turn it around. And here is Eject. And he's pretty cool. Yeah, he is see-through, but in his articulation is the arm turns around, goes up, 90 degree in the elbow, legs go up, kick back, do the whole split, 90 degrees. Head does a 360 degrees. Now, this is our current Eject. And now we're just going to bring in some older cassettes. First, we're going to start with G1. We'll do Rumble, since I don't have any of Blaster's cassettes. And then we're going to bring in a Siege Rat Bat. This is the Titans Return tablet. That's Rewind. So actually, we'll put him over here. So that's Rewind, and that is Eject. And then we've got these silly little things. That's another Eject or Rewind. Here is a bird from the fall of Cybertron. And this before is the, I forgot to show the Ravage from the new Studio Series. And with Quick Magic, we will show you movie cassette Ravage. So that's basically all of the cassette tapes and tablets throughout the ages. Now we're going to transform Blaster. So let's move this back up, get back out again. First, we want to remove his weapon. And then back here, you can pull this out. It says to turn his face around, but you don't really need to. You can just put the face back there, close that up. Now his face is gone. And then next, put the arms up, rotate them around, fist goes out, we'll fold this up, and then we'll push him down. So out, rotate, arm goes around, switch that around, make sure this one gets locked in. And then, there. Now let's work on the feet. So, do the crotch plate, and now let's just rotate them around, so that's facing the front. Now the legs are pretty cool. Pull this out, fold this up, okay, and rotate it, so now you get them all the same way. Let's flip this over, right there, close the foot up, and we'll put them that way. Now what you want to do is, you got this tab right here, and there's a slot in the arm. So what you want to do is get that lined up. Now the hand will fit in this little pocket, and what you want to do is put this tab in this little slot right there. So they don't give you much clearance right here, so you're just going to have to wiggle it in, and you put this tab in that slot, and we'll do this one later. And then what you want to do is you could unhook this, rotate it around. Now you do the other feet. Again, and this is all new transformation. It's pretty cool. Fold that out, flip this up, fold this in. Speaker gets hidden, rotate it. Now, again, you got a tab in there, and you want to just get this lined up. For some reason, this is the one I have more. Oh, there we go. I have a problem with this one. Then you want to put this hand in that hole again, so rotate this. Again, a clearance issue. Put that tab in there. Snap that in. Come down here. You got 2 tabs and 2 slots. And then you just got to finagle with it a little. Let's see. There you go. Those are done. Close them up. Unhook this. Flip it around. Put these 2 together. And that is Blaster. Oops. And he is pretty cool. And the instructions tell you to put this right here so he hides the blaster. But what I like to do is either put it in here so it's like the old antenna. You can put it here. You can put it on the side, but it looks like a gun there. And then let's get eject, wrap around, arms, rotate. Those are little circles. Out, rotate, push these in here. Sideways, fold the legs up, sideways, fold the legs up. Now eject, you can push the button in. You can put eject back in there and close it up. And there you've got Blaster. And he's pretty cool. Now, he's got a lot more than G1. You've got knob here, you got dial here, a dial here. You got all these knobs. You've got play, pause right there. I guess this is for a headphone jack. Now you've got the separate speakers here. You got speakers up here. And now those side speakers are gone. They just like the part of the overall casing. You got a cool handle. Bottom, back's pretty cool. So he transforms completely new, a whole new transformation mold, yet he's very similar to what Soundwave looks like. Now, keep in mind, this is a boom box, so it's supposed to be a lot bigger than a cassette player. And like I said, you can put anything anywhere. And here, let's put it this way. There you go. And I like that because I like to do the antenna. Now, one thing I didn't show you before was another reason why the legacy is the blast effects don't work. You could stretch this and put it on, but I wouldn't. They're not compatible anyway. So that's a bummer, but they're not working. So that is Blaster. Now let's do what the instructions say. We'll just put him here, there, and we'll push the button, and he's all ready to go. Now, there is Blaster. Now we're going to do G1 Blaster. That's how those guys look. This guy was a lot more plain, but you got knob there. You got the 4 buttons. So this guy's just more stylish. We're going to bring in Titan's Return Blaster, which was a bigger boom box. Still with the... Oh, you know what? We'll stick this in here. Again, they're tablets. Not cassette tapes. And he looked a little different. I mean, the speakers were bigger. These flaps, not really smooth like the other one. But that was, and the handle's a lot different. And then we're going to go to the Fall of Cybertron. It is a van. Now let's look at Soundwave. So we got, there's the original Soundwave with Blaster, the New Kingdom. This is kind of like my fan mode. That would be the Sound Blaster. The new Soundwave's in the vehicle, so we're not going to compare him. And then, since Voyager Kingdom, I just want to show you how how he sizes up with, there's Voyager, well, Leader Class Prime, but only because he comes with a trailer. So that is these two guys. Now, Voyager and Voyager. Blaster's real compact, and you could see the difference between Cyclonus and Blaster, but these are both Kingdom Voyagers. So there you go. And I thought I'd bring in Perceptor, Titan's Return Deluxe. So that's a deluxe size versus a Voyager size. I can't wait for the new Studio Series 86 Perceptor. And we're going to bring in Commander Class. Rodimus could ride into battle with Blaster blasting at you. So, that is all of the alt modes. And it is a pretty cool alt mode. Let's see. Let's get real close up to it. You got a speaker behind that grill. You got a speaker here. Speakers down here. Like I said, you got a knob. Looks like a volume right there. You got another button there. This would be tuning. You've got, you see a play button there. You got black right there. Other side's pretty cool. That is just not a speaker, but it's just, it hides the speaker. Back, pretty good. The gun, the bottom. But overall, it's a new mold, and I'm glad they didn't just redo the Netflix Soundwave. They decided to do a whole new mold. And we've been waiting for Blaster for a long time. So there's Blaster and Eject. What we're going to do is transform Blaster back, because I always show you. And before I start, let me explain how I do them. I always do my reviews as they come packaged. That way, if you have a problem with transforming it, you know, right off the bat, you can come to my website, my YouTube page, and transform it. Also, I may have links below to Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store. Feel free to click on them and order stuff through that. All right, now let's get back to Blaster. Now, to do this, take the gun off, and we're gonna unfold these, rotate them to the back, and then this will plug into that. This will plug into that. And then you want to pull this up, so untab it from there and there. And then you got to pull this out, and then around and down. You want to fold this in, fold that in. Now it helps on the feet. If you pull this out, then do the foot, and then do that. Now, while we're here, put this on the outside. And then we'll do the other leg. You're going to pull it towards you to release this tab. And then pull it down. Pull this down. Flip that around. Again, if you can't get the foot out, you can just rotate it like that. Get the foot out. Do that. And while we're here, let's flip out the speakers again. There you go. And the handles go on the end. So we got that, and we're going to rotate it around. And so now we got the bottom half done. Arms, pull this out, straighten it out, rotate it so the elbow's front. The hands don't really snap in good. And then bring this down. Other hand, I like to bring them up, extend it, switch this out, rotate it around, pull it down. And then the head, you could pull this back, pull the head up, put that back, and now Blaster is back in his robot mode. Now, since he's got all of these ports, we're gonna use Kingdom Slammer, since he's a Kingdom line. So, we're going to put these on the feet like that. And I haven't seen anybody else weaponize Blaster. Well, you know what? I am, because he's got all these pegs. And so they're just dying for me to yell, weaponize me, weaponize me. Well, let's back out, because this guy's going to get big. There you go. And then we're going to take this. And then we're going to pick this one on the back. And then we'll put these, we'll put back here. He can have his regular gun here. This, I wonder if this will fit here. Nope, this we can't really do much with it. And then we could also get like, this is Prime's gun. They're all 5mm slots. And we can just load them up. You know, this is Voyager Cyclonus's gun. There. So he's very compatible because he's got all these 5mm ports. So that's actually pretty cool. I like how they do that. It looks like they're keeping with the ports in the new Legacy line, which I don't mind. And that is Blaster and Eject. So we'll lift this, we'll put this little guy in here. And one thing I didn't really mention before, but I wanted to do this and I forgot, is, you know, Blaster's gun, like I said, with that ring in the middle. This was the original gun. So you can see that big see-through ring. And this was his Titan's Return gun. So it's all very similar. But I just wanted to point that out. So that is my Kingdom Blaster review. We've been waiting a long time for a decent blaster to go with the new Soundwave. Well, pretend that's Soundwave. And I like them pretty good together. I mean, Blaster is just, I love. Oh, and I thought I would show you this before, just so I can show you. Eject fits in Sound Blaster. And let's see, we'll get Rat-Bat. Let me transform him real quick. And we'll put Rat-Bat in, oops. We'll put Rat-Bat in Blaster. Show you they're all compatible. And I'm glad, like I said, I am so happy we've got a nice up-to-date blaster. And as soon as I get the new Perceptor, I'll have quite the little pair, because sometimes they always put Blaster and Perceptor together. There's a couple 2-packs for them. And now if we can just get Steeljaw, Rewind, and Ramhorn, I'd be a lot happier, because we've got all of Soundwave's tapes. And that's about it. So, like I said, like, share, subscribe to my channel, check out all these figures. I'm sure I got reviews for every figure that I've showed you almost. And this is Blaster saying, Blaster blasting at you.